18 and a 31-year-old body.
He's actually like very immature.
What you saying, bruv? All good?
No, but it's like, it does help.
So fucking hell, that's savage.
I love to see it. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie, for those who don't know me, reviewing Love Island All-Stars Season 3, Episode 7. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. We start off with Millie, who has now had a change of heart, and she is agreeing that Charlie was trying to have his cake and eat it too. It's funny because on Discord, one of the last remarks that I was hearing before I left was that Millie believes he played the wrong two girls. He absolutely played the right two girls, because it took you so long to come to a conclusion that you could have come to a long time ago. And to make matters worse, she put him in the doghouse for that night, and I was proud of her for a moment. But the next day when she's asked what she's going to do about the situation, she's like, no, I'll wait for him to talk to me. He still has a chance to talk to you? He still has a chance to talk. Okay. She said both Jess and I are too good for that man. It's not giving that, but okay. Jess has a conversation with Tommy, and yeah, they're trying to air out what the hell was that all about?
What was rude about?
The whole thing.
Don't like seeing you upset, and I didn't mean to obviously upset you.
Made me look like an absolute fool, darling.
I was speaking what was on my mind. Over the last couple of days, I feel like you've been ghosting me.
Yeah, because I'm probably obviously feeling overwhelmed.
I was
You're
speaking
making me
how
look
I
like
was
a fool
feeling.
in person.
I'm just...
Look, it's not giving man, it's giving boy. Charlie would never do that.
You know what, you're right. He would do worse. Jess, are you good? Oh, gosh. Jess feels publicly humiliated, which is justified. He did humiliate her in public. I just also feel like the humiliation was justified, to be honest with you. He says, I didn't appreciate the way that you had treated me, like you had ghosted me. You weren't really giving me much attention, and so it just felt like you discarded me without any warning. And she says she was overwhelmed and that she had tried with Tommy. I didn't see the trying. I saw her repelling him every time that he would talk to her. So yeah, I don't really know about that. But anyways, Tommy, to me, is the type who doesn't really stand on business, so I'm not surprised that he's now trying to like waffle a little bit. That's what he does. I'm also not surprised that he didn't have the gumption to just talk to the girl on her once to be like, hey, listen, this is where my head is at. I'm not going to publicly humiliate you. I'm just going to tell you what it is. But I'm also not mad at how he did it, simply because of how Jess has been acting. If Jess had been very transparent with this guy, then I'd be like, damn, Tommy, you didn't have to do her like that. But seeing what Tommy went through and knowing that Tommy is a person who's very reactive, his response didn't surprise me. Jack and Whitney head to the secret garden, and to all you people who don't want to see it, I'm having a good time.
You look great tonight though, not gonna lie.
Thank you. What, you missing me already?
Oh, I mean, yeah.
You're a bit shy, ain't you?
I'm not shy
That
at
make you
all.
nervous?
Sometimes, yeah.
Who would have thought me and you in here? Are you good?
Am I good, you tell me? Yeah, you're perfect. Yeah.
Oh,
wouldn't
you're
even
so
know.
sweet.
They just make my heart happy. They do. I just like it. It's like unexpected, but also wholesome, and like, yeah, girl, have a summer of love. Who cares? Enjoy. Or a winter of love. Who cares? Especially, here's the thing too. When you come from the year that Whitney had, you just want to just chill. You know what I'm saying? You came out of a serious relationship, a very messy breakup, the internet turning on you, both from another show you were on and the way that your relationship dissolved. I'm just trying to chill. I'm just trying to have fun. I don't need something super serious right now. Like, just enjoy. Okay, girl? Enjoy. On the outside, we have Connor, who's looking for Whitney. Oh, where is she? Where is she? With her mans. With her mans. So later he has a conversation with her and he's like, you know, I'm trying to get to know you. And she's like, you can. You're not written off, but you got to put in the effort. I'm not going to do that. Good. I'm glad that she told him that, because Connor, did you expect her to just fall at your feet? I don't know what you were expecting. At least Jack is putting in the work. I need Jack to be a little bit more confident though. Okay. Jack is still tiptoeing around her, and I don't blame him. I do think that Whitney would be the type to swallow him whole, but you know, take some charge. You know, your name is Jack, for crying out loud. Like, get in there. Jess and Charlie have a debrief, And I'm confused because Jess is now saying things aren't even that deep. Were you not just crying in Millie's lap because things were this deep? Did you not just say you have to remove yourself? Why would you remove yourself from something that's not even that deep? You barely in it if it's not even that serious. Like, girl. Anyways, Charlie says that it's not his fault that both women like him. Mind you, he's saying this to one of the women. And he refuses, he says that I'm not going to marry any of you off. Nobody is asking for that. How about we just try respect? We could start there. Nobody's asking you to marry off anybody. Let's just be respectful. Then we have AJ and Shaq who kiss on the terrace. Honestly, nothing really led up to this. Yeah, it was kind of just bland. She's asking him if he is going to be kissing around the villa now, like kissing Helena and stuff. And he's like, oh, I'm just going to do whatever feels good in the moment. So yes, the answer is yes. AJ is then going to be hurt about the situation. She's going to say in bed that she can't be kissing somebody who is not fully investing in her. She feels like she has locked herself off and he hasn't done the same. So yeah, he's then going to turn around and be like, oh, she's smothering me. It's too much. That same night, he did pull Helena for a conversation. Helena said that she was feeling neglected. And I'm thinking, man, these girls are really sick over Shaq. Really? Ugh. Anyways, he be cuddling her and all that stuff. They didn't kiss, but fine. Speaking of kisses, Sammy and Kieran kissed. There wasn't much of a lead up there either. We don't see much of their relationship probably because there's nothing going on. So yeah. We also had, who else kissed? It was Sean and somebody. Sean and Helena. They kissed too. But then Helena's going to turn around and be like, she wants to be with Shaq. One thing about Helena, she's going to want what she can't have. As soon as something looks even a little bit secure, she's like, how can I mess this up? Like, okay. Charlie is trying to figure out why his behavior is being called out compared to other people's behavior, like Sean's, right? And Sean is like, oh, no. Don't rub me into your mess. You're definitely messier than I am.
Charlie, I keep saying your name. I feel like you've pissed off all the girls.
Why? I was single.
Your first fucking night with Mills and he fucks it.
I've already charged. I think you're out of charge, mate.
You got to charge your shit to the game and all.
You know, there was a whole big fuss about obviously Scott bringing it up.
Nah, I can't be arsed up this conversation now, bro.
So where was this energy when Scott was looking for backup earlier this same day? Where was this, Sean? Charlie is annoyed that he has to keep being attacked and why do people keep feeling like they have to hold me accountable and all this kind of stuff. Well, I mean, maybe if you led with respect, this wouldn't be the case. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, all of this could have been nipped in the bud long time if the guys would have just stood 10 toes down and said, yeah, Charlie, we actually think that you're moving a little bit shysty. Just be more transparent with the women and it's all cool because at the root of what you're doing, there's not an issue. It's the way that you're going about it. Millie then says the whole, you can go sleep somewhere else because I'm not comfortable sleeping next to you thing. And then Charlie is like, ugh, he just thinks that she's going over the top. It doesn't matter if you think she's going over the top. If she's setting a boundary, you got to respect that. If you don't feel like it was that deep, but she feels like it is that deep, then she has the right to say, I don't want to deal with your antics anymore. End of story. Charlie's a big man, you know. 31. And here he is sulking because he can't get to sleep in the bed after doing all kinds of badness in the villa that the same girl you want to be with doesn't agree with. And he was told that. Scott tried to warn you, you're going down the wrong path. If you like this girl, this is not gonna work. And here it is, not working. Actions have consequences. Lay in that damn dog bed. The next morning, we have Jess and Tommy who squash the beef. They decided to remain friends. They also do acknowledge that right now it is slim pickings for them in the villa. Yeah, sucks. Then Millie says that she's going to wait for Charlie to speak to her. All right. But she does say that she has gotten the ick from the situation. Now, from what I understand of the ick, it's supposed to be irreversible. I feel like she still has a little soft spot for Charlie, but we'll wait to see if anything comes from there. I do understand, though, how complicated of a position that Millie is in right now because she does like Charlie. It's not a situation where Jess doesn't like Tommy. She actually does like Charlie, but she doesn't have any other options right now. So she probably feels pigeonholed and feels like she has to give Charlie that attention because there's nobody else to give it to. Baby girl, just be single. And honestly, I mean, she doesn't know this, but I highly doubt the producers are going to risk losing Millie this early on, and that the audience, the majority of it at least, is going to risk losing Millie at this point. I don't think Millie's position in the villa is in jeopardy whatsoever. You have the luxury these first few weeks to just do what you want. If you want to be single, girl, be single. After all of that, Scott touches base with Charlie, yeah? And he says, don't you think a part of what you were doing was essentially to get under Millie's skin? Like, you were doing it to get a rise out of her. You wanted a reaction, blah, blah, whatever. Charlie agrees. Remember that. Charlie agrees. Yeah? Okay. Shaq and Helena talk about Shaq's connection with AJ and how things are not going well, which is music to Helena's ears.
Obviously, I'm getting to know you. She was like, yeah, noted, and it's fine, and a bit confused because obviously communication is a big thing for me. And then we get into bed and she was like, yeah, based on what you said on the terrace, I feel like I want to take a step back. Even though I've said to her from the jump, like, get to know other people.
You can't be us. That's her problem.
She's just being a bit too much. Obviously, I wish I was in a bed with you. It might be given hideaway. I'd be so real hells.
I know damn well. I know damn well. Shaq did not just say he doesn't appreciate a person who says one thing and then goes against their word. He doesn't appreciate when a person is duplicitous. And he feels as if AJ is being duplicitous. Aren't you the same person who said you weren't going to be kissing somebody until you made a decision? You had not yet made a decision, and then you made out with old girl, and then you were cuddling up with Helena, and then you were making out with AJ again in the bed. And then now you're only teasing the idea to go into the hideaway with Helena because you're not getting your way with AJ, which is so grimy. Now all of a sudden this girl is too much too fast, simply because she's setting a boundary to say, well, you are being intimate with me, so like, either it's going to be me and you, or we're going to put things on pause while you still explore the both of us. He's like, oh yeah, too much. It's too much now. You know what, Helena, let's go into the hideaway. You just want somebody who's agreeable. And unfortunately for Helena, she's agreeable. Ooh, Lord, hideaway Helena strikes again. Welcome back, girl. It's not like you have been gone that long anyways. Jess is ranting to Scott, and this is where Scott says, I do feel like Charlie was engaging with you to make Millie jealous. Obviously, Jess doesn't like that, or he says something to that effect. Honestly, the semantics of it all are what caused all of the chaos later in the evening, but he does say something to that effect, right? Obviously, that's not going to feel good. Jess didn't feel good about it. As Jess is going off about Charlie, Charlie does come and he wants to have a conversation with him and Sean. He wants to basically call them out to say, listen, I do understand that you guys obviously have this extra amount of concern that perplexes me, but either way, please stay out of my business. I don't think it hits because Charlie is trying to sun the other guys, but he isn't in an authoritative position for the sunning to really stick. You know what I'm saying? Somebody like Shaq, who's all up in Charlie's ass, is gonna accept being sunned by him, but Scott ain't never been that person. Scott's whole issue with Sean when he came in was the fact that Sean wasn't able to stand on his own 2 feet and, you know, be unapologetic. Scott is unapologetic. So Charlie, I don't know who you're trying to sun, but it was never going to be Scott. Either way, as always, Scott will apologize for the way in which things unfold, but he will never apologize for the words that were said. He says things don't have to be as big and rah-rah as they end up being. But I said what I said. As everyone's getting ready for the Blue performance, Blue is a boy band that y'all in the UK love, don't know them, but they have, you know, the songs were decent. Songs weren't too bad. Jess says that Scott said that Charlie only kissed her to make Millie jealous, which again, I don't think were the exact words, and this is going to cause the chaos here. The girls are feeling bad for Jess, as they always do. And then Millie starts to go off on Charlie. The girls are chiming in, and Charlie is on the outside hearing everything that's being said. Good. You are giving an 18-year-old trapped in a 31-year-old's body. Yeah, this is embarrassing. You're supposed to be like, The eldest of the crew, you're supposed to be giving guidance, or you would assume that the eldest person would be, you know, of sound mind, would be able to advise and guide the rest of the villa. But you were doing the most madness. Like, I would rather look at Kieran for advice than I would look at Charlie for advice. But yeah, he didn't like that the women were talking that way about him. So what? Big whoop. After the concert, Jess wants to tell Charlie what has been said, and obviously, Charlie's not impressed.
The reason you kissed me was to make Mills jealous.
Do you really think I would do that?
You told him.
Who do you trust more, me or Scott?
I don't know.
I feel like I'm getting
asking
attacked
you.
again.
No.
I disagree with you completely. What?
You admitted it to me.
Sean, come here. Charlie agreed with it at the mini fire pit earlier.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Scott in this conversation said, "You did not say these words, but I did say something that implied the fact that you were trying to make Millie jealous, and you agreed," which is exactly what happened. So the fact that Charlie feels like he can just deny when, number one, Sean was also in that conversation and Sean co-signs, I'm glad that he backed him up, and I'm upset at myself for having to back up Sean on something. But listen, a wrong clock is right twice a day. You have the audacity to act like you never said anything of the sort. Never, ever, ever. Number one, you know this is a televised program. And number two, you know Love Island loves to show a receipt. And one way or another, I have a feeling that conversation is going to come up again, and I will be so happy when it does. So Charlie's kicking off. He's off with his little lackeys. And then Scott is venting about the situation too, right? Shaq gets real big for his britches. And he's like, "Oh, I'm not going to let you talk about Big Daddy like this."
Chill.
But why is he in my business still? Like,
Let me chat to Scott. You lot can't, like, speak about Charlie when he's not here to defend himself.
Who's speaking about Charlie?
Huh?
You don't even know what we're talking about.
That has nothing to do with you.
This isn't a matter of being messy. This is about fucking right and wrong, and he's fucking wrong.
Shaq is trying to act like, "Oh, I don't like when people are doing things where the other person can't defend themselves," or "I don't like when people say one thing and then do another thing." Is Charlie not doing the same thing? Charlie hasn't been transparent with the women, and you claim to be all about communication. Why doesn't it apply to your big daddy? And I know you are not talking, because aren't you doing the same thing too? Aren't you living in the gray area right now? But you don't want to hold your own boy accountable, and you want to be more mad at Scott because for some reason you're just all up in Charlie's ass. Who knows why? Please, nobody wants to hear from you, Shaq. Charlie then goes to Millie and he tries to apologize for blowing up, and she says, "You don't have to apologize to me." Girl, oh my God. Just accept the damn apology. Oh, just accept the apology. Anyways, she says that the apology really should go to Jess, and he does end up apologizing to Jess. I wrote here, I'm glad that things are playing out the way that they are, because once Charlie's behavior is on full display, he's going to eat some humble pie. Yes, he will. He will. Shaq will. Hell, I feel like a part of Jess will, because she keeps acting like she's the villain here. I mean, the victim here. And I'm so sorry. I don't want to say that she's the villain, but she's absolutely not the victim. No. Then we have Shaq, who pulls AJ for a chat. He tells her that things are just progressing too fast. Things are a lot more physical than they are like emotional or whatever. So yeah, he just wants to pull back a bit. She gets emotional because she feels like maybe even in her past relationships, she's the one who's too much. You're never too much for the one. Just know that you are never too much for the one. And it honestly is so rich for Shaq to say that AJ is smothering her and things are just too sexual and he wants to have a deeper connection, when his backup is Helena. What? Okay. Anyways, AJ is crying. Maya walks in, thank God, because I could not stand watching this girl cry over Shaq, of all people. The results of the public vote are in, but we don't get to find out until tomorrow's episode. So, as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.